And of course, now definitely have to talk about the West Indies, because I think when you came back, I think I definitely messaged you and I couldn't tell you how good it was to see you, or to know we were going to see you back in the maroon. Just what did that moment feel like? And of course, you spoke a little bit about it to West Indies on a whole. But now that you've got a couple of games under your belt again, and you see the setup, you see how things have, changed, hopefully for the better. Just the emotions behind it. What was it like?
Yeah, it was good. When I had a good think about it before making the decision to come back, obviously it helped with management changing at the board level. Also, the fact that Phil Simmons and Karen Pollard, one is a coach, one is a captain, two individuals that I'm very close with, I'm comfortable working with. So I think that, even when I retired from all formats in 2016, 2017, I still felt I had a lot to offer in T20 cricket for West Indies, and after being dropped from the T20 team, I just felt like, okay, then it's time to really move on, but deep down inside, I know I can still contribute. And when I made the decision in late December last year to make my return, I announced my return while I was in India on a music tour. I was over there on a music tour, and I said, you know what? I talked to my family, I talked to my close friends, and I said, I'm going to make myself available. And one of the things I wanted to make sure that when I do make myself available, that I am 100% committed to play T20s for West Indies. I would not say, okay, I'm available and then miss a series to go and play in a league or something like that. I just want to make sure I play every T20 series once selected. And the first chance was in Grenada versus Ireland. And I remember the morning of that particular game. That game was scheduled to start at 2 p.m. or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, I wake up like 7 a.m., had breakfast. I'm not a morning person. I wake up so early. I put on my uniform. I went downstairs, have breakfast, and everyone is watching me like, I just felt like a kid making his debut all over again. And I just wanted to put back on the West Indies clothes again and represent the people and get into Grenada Stadium, seeing a lot of children, a lot of kids with "Welcome back, DJ Bravo, we miss you, champion." So many placards around the ground with my name and the love, and I was like, I'm just thankful that I get the opportunity again, and I wanted to, do well and contribute to something that I think is very special, especially in the T20 format, with the team that we have now, with the young players that is there. Pooran, Hetmyer, Rutherford, Brandon King, Fabian Allen, Rovman Powell, Kimo Paul, Alzari Joseph. These players are brilliant players, and they just need guidance, and they just need someone to put their hand around them and just walk them through. And I think the likes of Russell is back now. Pollard is a captain, a very good leader. Phil Simmons a very good coach. So, we're waiting for the return of Sunil Narine. And I think once that happens, we're going to be another team that people are going to talk about again. So, but for me, on my return back to West Indies, I'm very happy and thankful for the opportunity.
And then just to talk about, stick a pin on one person that we definitely have to touch on, because you even called him a friend earlier when we were playing that game, and that's Karen Pollard, of course. And I think for so long, a lot of us in the Caribbean were just like what you said, echoed the same statements, that these young boys look so exciting and are so talented, but they just need to find that right mix of the senior players to come back. And again, to have you guys, even though you're not old, but you've seen more experienced players, we would say. And of course, it's rare to get it in limited overs like Karen Pollard, and just talk to me about what you think makes him such a good captain and why he's definitely in the right role now to captain this limited overs West Indies teams.
Well, he loves to win. That's the most important thing. And as a captain, you will do anything to win in the right way and the right spirit. And he's very determined to win. to make a difference. When I remember when he when they approached him to take over, I said to him, it's going to be a good challenge, a big one, a tough one, but now is the best time. I say you get both teams at the bottom of the table. There's only one way you can go, which is up, right? I said now is the right time. You build a team and you create a dressing room environment where everyone is on the same page. And I think what Pollard have is his honesty is the most important thing. You have leaders in the past normally sometimes would said, okay, well, I don't be involved in selection, I had no say. And, they give all type of excuses and stuff, and, the system will be able to maneuver them and control them. With Pollard, you can't control him. You can't control someone who is so independent and strong within himself. That's why you find now captains, when they are not captain, they cannot be in the team. So if you drop Pollard, if you take away the captaincy from Pollard today, he can still make the team. And the important thing is you have to be yourself. You have a leader lead from the front, right? You have to stand up for your players. You have to make tough decisions. And if those decisions don't work, then so be it. You accept it, but you can't just be a captain and just take whatever they throw down your throat and expect results to come your way, and the players also respect him because of what he have done and achieved in the white ball format, especially in T20 cricket. Like, he's one of the best in the world. So if someone like Pollard is speaking in the dressing room about T20 cricket, we all have to listen because he played the most games, he has success, and he's highly respected around the world. So I think the choice, West Indies always needed a leader like that, where a figurehead leader. One time we had Chris Gayle, we had Brian Lara, we have Sir Vivian Richards, we have Clive Lloyd. West Indian, we have Darren Sammy. West Indies leaders always been figureheads and have that impact in world cricket, not just only in West Indies cricket, but world cricket. Pollard is someone like that. He demand and command that respect worldwide. So the team will always give him that support and love. And then, so yeah, I think it's good, especially, and that relationship he have with Phil Simmons as well is another good thing. Captain, coach always have to have a good relationship. The captain cannot be singing one song and the coach singing the next song. Then the selector singing a different song. Collectively, everybody have to sing the same song. You can disagree and agree at some point, but as long as at the end of the day, you all decide to sing the same song, then everybody will be happy.
And in terms of figureheads, I mean, a lot of people would definitely say that you're that kind of player as well. Have Coach Phil and Polly kind of spoken to you about what role they kind of want you to play as well in this West Indies setup? Because I know a lot of these young lads definitely looking up to you as well.
Yeah, they do. And, even when I was out of the team, I used to always have that fatherly kind of mentor kind of relationship with all the players, Rahman, even with Jason Holder, someone who I call my son. I call him son. He's a captain, test captain, but when he used to be the ODI captain as well, we always used to share a lot of back and forth information, and now I'm in the dressing room, I'm able now to give my contribution in a more personal way rather than via a text message or a voice note. So I am really excited. As I said, in the last series in Sri Lanka, we had a team meeting, and Coach Phil put the team down, the list, and he put it in batting order. And he had my name down at number 9, right? And I said to the guys, I said, listen, I can't remember, I don't think I ever was involved in a T20 team when I am down to bat at number 9. Now, I accept the fact that at this time in my career, with the likes of Rahman Powell, Fabian Allen, Pooran and these guys, I accept that they are the stars now, right? And the ability that they have to hit the ball now is really good. And I don't need to push myself or get ego to say, okay, I played 400 games, I need to be batting higher. You know, you have Russell, you have Pollard, you have Pooran, Hetmyer on top, so Lendl Simmons. You know, I just was in awe of our batting lineup. And I said to the guys, I said, listen, I think this team is actually better than our World Cup winning team. And that is no joke, because at the end of the day, it's like you have batting all the way down, like to number 10. And imagine Sunil Narang is not even in the team as yet. So just imagine when Sunil come into the team. Sunil will be batting at number 10 or maybe number 11.
Are we seeing Sunil all open innings, you know?
He's an opening batsman now in T20. So just imagine a full strength West Indies team. Everyone is on deck. And as a bowler, you get Evan Lewis out, Hetmyer coming. You get Hetmyer out, Pooran coming. You get Lendl Simmons out, Russell coming. You get Russell out, Pollard coming. You get Pollard out, Rothman Powell coming. And it keep going, and then AMG champion DJ Bravo. Yeah, you understand?
Hey. Champion team.
It's an intimidating team. It's a team to intimidate the opposition, you know, and that excites me, you know. And so I will just do my part as a bowler, try to control the back end of things, you know, especially closing off the innings with dead bowling, which has been, you know, in the past a bit of a concern for us as a West Indies team. So the likes of you saw how Ocean Thomas did with his pace in Sri Lanka, right? Then you have Sheldon Cutter, who been our leader of the attack, you know, is there as well in the mix, you know, Keswick Williams on the bench. So things starting to look bright again, things starting to look good again. And like I said, that's all because the pool is open back wide. It's no longer selectors or presidents saying, this group of players can play, this cannot play, this one can't play. I don't think anyone should be in a position to say who should play and who shouldn't play for West Indies. As long as you are good enough, the floor should be open and everyone should be able to get the best opportunity to represent West Indies once selected. No one person shouldn't give orders and say who should and who shouldn't play. So now you can see Caribbean people started to feel happy again, and you know, the flamboyant West Indies players start to come back into the fore, and we're gonna do well. I think strongly. It's too early to say, but it's gonna be it has to take a very good team to beat us.
That's what I say. It's funny you should say that. I know, of course, this is a T20 World Cup year. Obviously, with everything going on, we're still unsure as to how the T20 World Cup is going to be affected. But funnily enough, we spoke to Darren Sammy and Carlos Brathwaite just a few weeks ago, April, when it was the anniversary of, you know, the West Indies World T20 win the last time. And Sammy was saying something interesting, even in the sense that he said, even though we're two-time champions and, you know, not the debut champions, but the defending champions, he still feels that people don't really look at the West Indies as champions. He feels that they're still going to go into the tournament as somewhat underdogs. You know, people don't necessarily give them or give you guys the respect that you probably deserve this time. You back-to-back, you know, champions. Is that, you know, kind of how you feel, or do you feel like with this team, with everything, like you said, say the World Cup is this year, that you can go in with that respect and that kind of intimidation?
Well, it always happened. I know, as Sammy rightly mentioned, I remember when we went to the first World Cup, you know, in the first one we went in Sri Lanka. Again, in that tournament, from the media to commentators to ex-players, they didn't give West Indies a chance. And we all stick together. I mean, like, it's so embarrassing to know that a country and a team that produced some of the greatest T20 cricketers ever, we always have to do 2 times as more to be acknowledged and to be respected and to even be mentioned, you know? And a lot of people always criticize us or whatever, but I think West Indian players, this game was designed for us and built for us, you know, and it's the stats is there to show that the only team to win 2 World Cups, right? The second one we won, again, we were our back against the wall. No one gave us a chance, because a lot of players think, okay, yes, they have good individual players, but as a team, they're not good. Like, it's impossible to judge something like that when you have so much good individual players come together, especially in a tournament when we know we want to win. Because when you say we cannot win or we're not good enough, it motivates us. And as Sammy said, even this World Cup coming, I'm sure a lot of people will say, okay, they will have their favorites, whether it's India, Australia, Australia, South Africa, England, or whatever. West Indies name always mentioned as a dark horse. Well, it's crazy. It's crazy to keep mentioning West Indies as a dark horse, but let her keep saying we are dark horse or whatever. We will keep winning. It's okay. It's all good. Chris Gayle doesn't get the accolades he deserves as being the best T20 player in the world, right? A lot of people still question it. But hands down, there will never ever be another T20 cricketer like him. Don't matter how you try, there will never ever be someone as good as Chris Gayle to dominate the game like how Chris Gayle dominate. It's just impossible for anyone to do that.
Christopher Henry Gayle, man, a special one. And then it's good that you can obviously see and analyze players like that, which is why I want to, you to first, let's talk about the batting. You mentioned 2 people that I think, again, the world seems to be so excited about. Nicholas Pooran, I know you know him very well. Shimron Hetmyer. Them with the bats, boy, when it is their day, it's like they're far beyond their years. To you, what do you see so special on them, and how good can they get?
Yeah, well, they still have a long way to go, and we still haven't seen the best in them. They are young, they're both very young, and they're learning. And the older they get, is more mature they're gonna get, and it's gonna be more better they're gonna get. They're gonna understand their game completely. The moment a player, a batsman especially, understand his game completely, he's gonna be even more dangerous. At the moment, they are just playing with youth and flair. They are very fearless and they're dangerous. The moment they mix that fear and that danger with some common sense and some maturity, it's going to be even harder to stop them as a bowler. And both of them, the good thing that they both play spin well and they both play fast bowling well. So as a batsman, that is very important. Some batsmen struggle with spin, some batsmen struggle batting on top of the order, or vice versa. Pooran and Hetmyer both bat on top of the order, both play spin well, they play fast bowling well, they hit sixes, they hit boundaries, and as I said, they are already talked about in world cricket at this early age. So can you imagine with a few years to come? Rishabh Pant from India is similar. He is someone
fearless.
He's there. Yeah, when you have youth on the side, you're fearless. You don't think much. You just play off of instinct, and when it come off, you look brilliant. And so that's why sometimes when it don't come off, a lot of people, criticize and say they're brainless and all of this. But it's just because they're inexperienced, they're playing off a natural instinct, they're young, they're flamboyant, and they're entertaining. So you will get these mistakes. So that's why you need to have players around them to guide them, not to scare them from being themselves, but just to guide them and talk them through things. But I'm excited about those 2 guys.
And I'm talking about your domain, bowling, and something that we know you increasingly are really good at and keep your head so cool at on the biggest stage is death bowling. And we know how that is truly an art when you see it. In terms of the West Indies setup now, like you said, bowling is something that has kind of been a little bit of an Achilles heel for the West Indies for a little bit. Who have you seen? I know you mentioned Shane Thomas. Who have you seen that kind of impresses you, at least as well, in that department? I know it's something that comes with time and maturity and age, but from the current crop of players, someone that, maybe you've been chatting to and trying to help, especially in that department?
Alzari Joseph, I think, is someone that have a bright future. He has pace, he has bounce, he has good skills. Kimo Paul, another good all-round cricketer. Obed McCoy from St. Vincent, the left-hand guy. So, you know, you look at the under 19 young Sills from the West Indies under 19 team, who is from Trinidad, the 17-year-old who's bowling at 140, 150 at 17, 18 years, you know. So the crop of us bowling is good. Like I said, we all need guidance, you know. You know, I see that as my role, especially in the white ball format, to teach players and get them to understand the value and the importance of dead bowling and knowing what is the best ball, your safest ball, when you need to go for a wicket or when you need to be conservative. You know, the balance of the game, the context of the game. You watch a scoreboard, and all of those things have to filter in when it is you under pressure with a ball in your hand. You know, you have to say, okay, what the team requires now. You know, I think this ball should be a Yorker because I can't afford for this ball to go for a boundary and all these things. So it's just a matter of man management skills, communication, you know, going back and forth and, you know, learn from each other. And for me, I still learn as well. Like, as much as I play so many games, I still learn. I want to learn.
All right, Dwayne. Well, I mean, I feel like I could talk to you all day, especially about this now, especially because you got me feeling all excited, as I always am about West Indies cricket, but especially in the T20 World Cup year. We will see if it does indeed happen this year, but absolute pleasure talking to you as always. We'll definitely catch up again soon. I won't wait this long this time because it's been too long, and we're definitely looking forward to that Dhoni video because I'm sure it is going to mash up the place. We already know. I'm going to drop my little line very soon.
Yes, drop it. I will take it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.